First, though, it's our big debate today. It's going to be a good one. Fight. It's going to be very fiery. Because the question is a successful woman your idea of a nightmare? Now, according to novelist Barbara Taylor Bradford, she says ambitious, successful women often stir up jealousy amongst other women, because she says that we are jealous of their success. Is she right? Are women programmed to be jealous of other women's success, particularly at work?
Well, I'd love to be married to a successful woman. No, I'm just personally speaking. Personally, but anyway, we've got two very successful women in the studio now. We've got Katie Hopkins, who says yes to all of that, and she's experienced this kind of jealousy firsthand in the workplace, and Sonia Poulton. Sonia believes women like this, who are jealous of other women, are few and far between, and that Katie should take a look at her own behaviour before judging others. But, as always, we want to know what you think, particularly if you're a woman and particularly bitchy. Please do get on. We want a bit of a cat fight going on here. Get on there to... What do you do, Ruth? You get onto that?
Yeah, you go onto the website and you can vote on our worm. You can see that at the bottom of the screen. It changes quite a lot, actually, as the argument goes on, the debate goes on, but we always love to know what you think.
Right, fight.
No, so, you say, Katie, that you have experienced this kind of jealousy from other women about your success at work.
Yes, absolutely. I think women are really vicious in the workplace. I think they're really jealous, really competitive. And for me, I was brought in at a particularly high salary versus some of the women around me. And so what a female colleague decided to do was to go into my desk, find a pay slip of mine, photocopy it, and send it around the department to let everybody else know.
That's awful behaviour.
Yeah, that is awful behaviour.
But can I say, you are a very ambitious woman. So were there times when you weren't at the top of your field, where you were that bitchy woman who didn't like the success that another woman was having? Did you ever behave badly to somebody you considered more
I operate
successful?
much more like a man in that respect. Many people say I look like a man as well, but I have to take that. Mostly women would say that. But actually, I think I operate like a man. I'm very rational about things. I understand it's about results, it's about performance, and those are the things I compete on. I don't compete on things like looks or emotional.
You've never been bitchy about another woman at work.
But I'm thinking the point that Katie's making here is that there's a difference, that a lot of women can be more emotional than men. I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Women are emotional. They cry in toilets. They blind copy.
Have you ever cried in the toilet, Sonia? Are you a rational, emotional,
well, I'm both.
successful journalist?
She'll weep in the green room in a minute.
Yeah, right. I did read your story, incidentally, about the pay packet and everything, and I thought that there was the usual lovely Katie embellishments going on, and I didn't know how much of it I could entirely believe. But just saying, on the basis that it was true, I thought, but, you know, the problem is, Katie, it must be horrible looking at life from inside your head, because you see it in such a harsh way. And I wondered what you did to those women in the first place to make them turn on you, because I don't think that people are jealous of you. I think that people find you reprehensible in some of your attitudes, because you're really judgmental, obviously. And if the way you operate in the office is the way that you were on The Apprentice, for example, I could see why many women would have a problem with that.
I think if proof of the sisterhood and its bitchiness were required, it's sitting right here in purple, isn't it? Because I think she's doing a very good job of proving that point. And I think, for me, the sisterhood only extends as far as the kitchen door, and I think you'd be a good example of that.
If I could just stick up for the sisterhood here, Sonia, isn't the truth really that most people in life are jealous of other people's success?
Exactly, male and female. And the problem that Katie is playing straight into the hands of the whole kind of misogyny of women in the workplace, and I detest that because it's very divisive. And the truth is that I have encountered jealousy from men much more than women, actually. So, but who's looking at that? It's really easy for women to turn on other women, and what we really need to be looking at is perhaps women are attacking each other. Not that I've experienced it, but perhaps women are attacking each other in the workplace because they are worried about getting to that top place, and they feel that there are so few top places available.
Have you ever thought, Katie, that because you say I behave more like a man, I'm more ruthless, I'm more focused, you know, I just kind of cut through and do what I want to do, that they're not jealous of you, they just don't like you?
Yeah, I think for me it's that this sort of idea of sisterhood is a very thin veneer.
Here we go.
And underneath that thin veneer lurks some very really poor behaviour. And I think when people are saying, look, women don't make it to the top, women don't stay in work long enough, a lot of it's because women just back away from it all because they can't take the constant barrage of jealous women trying to pull them down.
When women get to the top, and you must be part of a lot of these seminars where you get together and there's a bit of feedback or whatever, what do women say about other women? And you were making a point about women who haven't quite got to the upper echelon?
Well, for me, there's a sense that if you make it to the top, other women sort of stick together. If you're part of that pool, that clique that's made it to a certain level but won't go higher, you're OK.
And you're saying bosses often criticise their female secretaries?
Well, I think if you're a part of the secretarial pool, you're OK. You're seen as OK. But if you rise above that, you are not OK. And I really think this is really true in all walks of life, in all environments. Even in the school playground, for example, you can take it outside of the workplace. There's a clique of mothers that are all OK because they belong and they belong to the same group.
But if you're a working woman, you stand out. I think you'll have struck a chord there. Think about the school playground, guys.
No, don't.
Let's just see the worm there. Just let's see how the worm is doing, where it's growing. It's green with you, Sonia, more 56%. Oh, Katie's just had a little rise there. Her worm's moving. Sonia, you were about to say.
I think what we need to look at is our own behaviour, because obviously I treat people how I expect to be treated. And we know how you treat people, Katie. As I say, your views on most things to me are absolutely reprehensible, whether it's disability...
I'm direct,
No, you're
Sonia.
not direct. You're a bigot. You're a bigot.
I'm not a bigot. I'm direct.
No, I know you like to believe you're direct, OK, but you're a direct bigot, so that's what you are. And so people treat you that way, and for you to believe that it's about jealousy, you're fooling yourself, you're deluding yourself. It's not. It's because of the things you say, the way you treat people.
Women
you judge
don't
people.
Like it. Women don't like it.
Nobody
when
likes
I'm going to reply,
Nobody likes it. Do not delude yourself that it's only women who don't like you. Men don't like you either.
Is there an off button, Sonia? Because I'd like to press it right now.
Would you?
Women do not compete in the same level as men.
I like her very much, I have to say.
Yeah, Eamon, I love you. Good for you, Eamon.
But I do want to say this. At least she says it. She gets it out there.
Yes.
Isn't there a problem? And I sort of think of women that are very close to me at the moment. That you say something to them and you think it's over and done with, but they go away and they
blind copy.
It grows out of proportion. It becomes something that you didn't say or mean.
I understand what you're talking about, but it is very old-fashioned for us to believe that only women are emotional when it comes to jealousy. That's absolutely.
I just want to make an email point.
Ridiculous.
I want to make an email point.
You're playing straight into the hands of Miss
When you
Sonia. Why are you doing that?
Let Katie speak.
Thanks very much for letting me speak.
Oh, you're very welcome.
But when women send an email back, they blind copy. They blind copy in the boss. They blind copy.
Do you do that?
Women
do
that.
But women,
and
what
you
is
can
this
read
women,
it.
this
You
big
can
bank?
feel it.
You don't
This
like
big
women.
bank
You
of
don't
jealous.
like women.
I actually rather prefer men. That's right. And I certainly don't like you.
And it's evident. That's great, because the feeling is mutual. You do realise that, but that's cool because I'm a professional.
But do you think, Katie, that if you are...
It's just the noise, isn't it?
If you're often in a man's world, say in kind of high-flying business, do you end up having to not mix with women so much that you become that woman that appears to not like women, and you almost forget about the women?
I think it's because, you know, men talk in logic and rational terms, and they don't squawk and make a noise.
But men talk about results. Men
talk about delivering.
As a woman, for you to say that's quite insulting, because you're actually saying that
it's only insulting if it's not true.
Are irrational.
Well, I think anyone can understand.
What is the over-focus on women? Why are we constantly over-focusing on women? What about men's appalling behaviour?
Well, actually, because Barbara Taylor Bradford said it.
Yes, I know. But again, let's question her. You know, yes, she would. But
why would she say that?
Well, because presumably she suffers from the same issues that Katie does.
That she's successful
worth 200 million pounds.
When is somebody going to stand up and talk about the appalling behaviour of men in the workplace? The truth is, it's men and women.
I'd like to say I hear all sorts of gossip and bitchiness going on in that hub. What are they all talking about in there this morning, Matt Johnson?
Well, this has divided the nation. We've had thousands of comments, and thank you very much for that. Now, Charlotte says, a little jealousy is healthy. It encouraged me to go on and complete my management training. Kerry Young, I know more men that are jealous of success than women. The women I work with are hugely supportive of each other and take pride in each other's success. Helen Nottins, I'm very jealous of my co-workers. I get incredibly wound up and hate seeing them every day. It eats me up. And Dawn Spencer, life's too short to be jealous of people. If you're not happy, spend some time changing your life rather than wasting it on jealousy. And finally, we've got a brilliant comment here. There is a serious lack of sisterhood. I wish girls would stick up and support each other like men do. Back to you. What do you think of that, girls?
Yes, buddy, I'm behind you all the way there.
We can start with us. I'm extending love to Katie, even though I do find her deplorable. But I extend love to you, Katie.
I really don't want that sort of love from someone in purple.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the worm. I don't know if this is a male or a female worm here, but Sonia, you have won the argument.
Thank
Are women
you.
jealous of other women's success? No.
These are people in slippers sat at home.
That's ridiculous. No, these are people who can't stand you, Katie. You always say that. You're boring. Move on.
Have you ever won an argument on this couch? Have you?
I feel I will not, Eamon, but I will always
all the time you say that.
Stop interrupting.
Always.
All the time you say it's women in slippers, you won't win it on the show.
Won't.
That's right. That's right.
But listen,
I would,
if I could take the male-female thing out of it, for any of you that have ever read the best-selling autobiography printed first of all in 2005, Eamon Holmes' This Is My Life, one of the
there are a lot of them left.
one of the rules of life that I say in that book is that people, not women or men, people like you to be successful, but not too successful.
Exactly.
And I think that
Which
applies
is why they
in all
might like
walks of life.
Sonia, but don't like
Katie,
me.
There's a note to end on.
Move on.
Anyway, let's escape all this fighting.
All that, and I hope that everybody hasn't got too annoyed about all that. Just a little bit of fun going on.
Dream of escaping this lovely British summer that we're having.